What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a beginner's Pilates workouts, all focus on hip stabilizing exercises. If we've not met before, my name's Margaret. I'm 25. I live in Arizona. I'm a Pilates instructor, and today I want you to think side lying, side kneeling, all about the hips. We're gonna be burning out and working that little tiny hip stabilizer, the piriformis muscle. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and hop right in. And as always, I'll link the warm up from last month up in the cards if you wanna go ahead and try that. We'll go ahead and get started. So if you wanna come down to your mat, you can find a comfortable seat, cross-legged, legs out in front of you, whatever works. As always, we're gonna start off with a little bit of breathing. Take a nice deep inhale, roll the shoulders up towards the ears. Good, and then big exhale, drop the shoulders down and back. Good, we'll keep moving like that. Inhale to bring the shoulders up. Exhale, we'll drop them down and back. Two more. Inhale to bring the shoulders up. Exhale, we'll drop them down and back. Last one, inhale to bring them up. Exhale, we'll drop them down and back. For the rest of our warm-up, we're gonna lay all the way down onto the mat. We're gonna do a little bit of spinal articulation, just bridges, don't freak out. Just to warm up the spine, warm up the glutes and the hips a little bit. Feet about hips distance apart. I want you to take your hands down by your sides, press the triceps down, press the backs of the shoulders down. And we'll take an exhale to find that pelvic tilt, drawing hips to ribs, rolling the hips up so we come up to the top of a bridge. At the top, you'll pause. You'll take an inhale, we'll take another big exhale to roll the hips all the way down. Good, the next time that you lift your hips, I want you to lift your arms with you so the hands come up above the shoulders. If that's too much, hands stay down. We inhale at the top, we exhale, roll it all the way down. Good, we'll do two more like that. Take those arms with you if you can. Last one. Good, now from here, I want you to keep the feet down on the mat. We're gonna bring the arms out beside us into a little bit of a cactus shape, so 90-degree bend at both elbows. And I just want you to rock the knees from side to side from there. Try to keep the elbows and the shoulders down on the mat. So we're really just moving from the belly button down. Everything from the belly button up stays stable. We'll just take one more each side, and then we're gonna do a little bit of core work and then get into things. I want you to reset those knees so they come back above your hips. Excuse me. And we are going to do a little bit of crunch work, just a little bit. I want you to clap your hands together right over your chest. Walk those feet out so they're a little bit wider than your hips. We'll exhale to crunch up through the head, neck, and shoulders, pushing the hands in between the legs. We'll inhale to lower back down. Your next exhale, I want you to break the hands apart, crunch up to frame your right leg, getting a little bit more of an oblique crunch. Good, we'll come back down through center, clap the hands, crunch up through the legs. Good, lower it down, break the hands apart, crunch up to frame that left leg. Now I want you to kind of warm up through the obliques just a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but the obliques are going to help us as we start to get into these side lying exercises. The obliques help us to really push down into our stabilizing hip and keep things as still and as stable as they can be. Good, we'll do one more oblique crunch each side. So one more on the right, one through center, one more on the left. Good, everything's gonna come down. You can drop those hands down and we're gonna roll right over onto our left hip. Okay, so setup here, very important. We've got the left hip down. We'll stack the knees right on top of each other, and then we'll lay all the way down onto the left side of the body. I want you to bend your left elbow so you make a little pillow for your head with your left bicep, and then take your right hand, slide it underneath you. There should be a little bit of space between you and your mat, and we're gonna maintain that space this whole time. Now check in with the hips. A lot of the times that top hip rolls in, so if your knees are pulling apart, we have to push that top hip forward and down, and we'll hold on to that there. When you're ready, we will lift the right leg up. You're gonna point your toes, and we'll inhale to kick the right leg forward, exhale to sweep it back. Good. As we start to move through this first exercise, I want you to play around with pointing and flexing your foot. You can start pointing the toes as you kick forward, flexing the foot as you sweep back. See how that feels. See if that makes you a little bit wobbly on that bottom hip, or if you feel like it connects you a little bit better into the back side of your right leg. Any answer is a good answer. Any answer is a right answer. Good. Maybe the next time you kick forward, you flex your foot on the way forward. point your toe on the way back. See how that feels? See if that changes things for you. It might not. That's okay. Good, we'll do 2 more like this. This will be 2. And last one. Good, then we'll bring the foot so it's back in line with the hip. Flex your foot, we'll take a donkey kick. Inhaling to bend the knee in. Trying to stop the knee when it's in line with the hip. You can take it a little bit further than that if you want to, but you don't have to. Inhale, we bend it in. We'll exhale to extend at the knee, drive the heel out. Now I want you to send a lot of power, a lot of energy out through your heel like you're trying to slide a piece of furniture across the ground with your heel. That's how much power we're getting. So a lot, right? Good. Check in with the left side of the body. Do you feel yourself collapsing down into the mat? You might be. Just try to bring it up a little bit. Maybe bring those fingertips underneath you just for a little reminder. We'll do 2 more like this. 2. And last one. And then I want you to bend your knee in so the knee comes in line with the hip. We're gonna take a fire hydrant now. We'll exhale, open that top leg up. Inhale, break it back down. Good. Now it doesn't have to be a huge movement. I know sometimes side-lying exercises, these are the exercises that people are like, well, I'm not flexible, I can't do that. Like, I'm not flexible either, my hip is burning out too. Like, just move your leg 2 inches up, 2 inches down, that's enough. That's gonna give you a lot of power, it's gonna give you a lot of work. And at this point, you'll probably feel your hip starting to burn out. We're burning out that tiny little muscle, remember. So that's why it burns out so quickly. 3 more like this, 3, 2, and last one. Good, we'll bring that right leg down, take a breath. Good, and we're gonna roll over onto our belly before we hit the other side. Belly down, I want you to bring your hands right in front of you, stack the forearms on top of each other, legs behind you. And you can bring your feet about hips distance apart. We're gonna exhale, flex the feet, bend the knees, pull the heels to the glutes. Inhale, point the toes, release the legs. Keep moving like that. Exhale, flex the feet, pull the heels to the glutes. Inhale, point the toes, release. It's gonna be a nice little break from all that work through the hips, which will be nice. Good. If lifting your chest up like this doesn't quite work for you, if you feel a lot of work in that low back and it's not comfortable, bring your forehead down to your hands. That'll help. 2 more like this. That'll be 2. And last one. Good. Everything can come down. Now you guys can roll right over onto your right hip. I'm gonna swing things around just so that you guys don't have to look at my butt as we move. Right hip comes all the way down. We'll lay all the way down onto the right side, bend at the right elbow, make a little pillow for your head with your right bicep. And same thing, we'll stack the knees, the hips, the feet, take the left hand, slide it underneath you. There should be some room between you and your mat. Good, when you're ready and you're confident in your form, we'll lift the left leg up, try to balance. We're balancing on that bony part of our hip. We'll inhale, point the toes, kick the leg forward, exhale, sweep it back. Now again, just like with the other side, we're gonna play around a little bit with pointing and flexing the foot. You can start just with pointing, that's fine. See how that feels, see how that goes for you. Maybe the next time you sweep forward, you point the toes and then you flex your foot on the way back in. See how that feels. See if that changes things. Good, the next time that you kick forward, you can flex your foot and then point your toes on the way back in. We'll do 2 more like this. And then we pull that left leg in line with the hip. Flex the foot. We'll inhale to bend the knee. Pull the knee. You can bring it a little bit past the hip. That's fine. Exhale, we extend at the knee. Push the foot out. Good. As we pull the knee in, the hip, the knee, the ankle are all tracking in line with each other, and we're maintaining that little lift in the right side. So just check in, see what's going on. Do you feel yourself collapsing down to the mat? It's okay if you do, it's an easy adjustment. Just pull yourself away a little bit. Doesn't make things any easier, but it's gonna help you to balance. It's gonna help you to get all that work in that top hip. We'll do 2 more like this. This will be 2. And last one. Push it out. We'll bend it right back in, hold it there, and we'll exhale, open that left leg up to take that fire hydrant. Inhale, we'll break it back down, stopping when the knee is in line with the hip. Good. This is the point where we really start to feel that hip burn out. So just let it happen. Keep breathing. It's okay. You're going to make it. I promise. I promise. We'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and last one. Good. Everything comes down. Drop that left hip down. Give it a little tap. Give it a little love. Good. From here, we are going to pop ourselves up. You can bring the left hand down, extend that left leg long to help push yourself up out of this. And we're gonna bring ourselves up into a high kneeling position. So set up here so that your hips are right on top of your knees, shoulders on top of ribs, rib cage on top of the hips. I should have started up at the top, that's okay. Find that nice neutral spine. So we tuck that tailbone under, pulling hips to ribs, and then we'll bring the arms out into a T. On your inhale, I want you to take that right arm, reach towards the right side of the room, and then exhale, pull it back in. We'll keep the low body as still and as stable as is humanly possible. Think about just moving from the ribs, keeping the hips locked into place, right? We start to get a little bit of obliques here, so we'll feel the left side stretching and then working to pull us back in. We'll do 2 more like this. 2. And last one. Good, everything's gonna come in. I want you to reach, well, let's see. I want you to kick the left leg out beside you. The inside of your left foot can touch down to the mat. We'll take the right, well, arms come out into a T. We'll take that right hand, tilt over towards your mat. So we have the right hand down, the right knee down, hip over the knee, shoulder over the wrist. And now we're really gonna hit the side of the hip, so burn out a little bit more. Left hand can come to your hip, and all we're gonna do here is start to lift and lower through that left leg. So start to become light in the left toes. You can point your toes. We'll exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Start really small, especially if you've never been in this position before. Start small, start slow. I want you to think about trying to work up to hip height. You don't have to get to hip height, just try to get up, get close to that. You don't have to hit hip height. Lower is fine. You're still gonna feel a lot of work in that left hip, and we'll also start to feel a lot of work in the right hip. Your stabilizing side is doing a lot of work to keep you stable and supported. Surprise, surprise. Good, we'll do 3 more like this. 3, 2, good, last one. Good, bring it down. Take a breath. If you need to come off of your right wrist or maybe sit your hip back to your heel, that's fine. Take a second, roll out through the wrist. We're gonna do about like 1.5 more things right here. So when you're ready, we'll reset. Hand down on the mat, left hand comes to the hip. We're gonna point those toes. We'll lift the leg up as far as you can comfortably go. Point the toes, start to draw some little tiny circles. A little bit bigger than an orange, maybe about the size of a dinner plate, maybe even an appetizer plate, a little bit smaller than that. Good, keep breathing. Good, we'll bring those circles around the other way. Take some deep breaths, you got it. Good, 3 more here, 3. Breathe, 2. And last one. Left foot comes down, take a deep breath. We can bring that left knee in and then sit your hips back to your heels. Come off of that right hand, take a couple circles through the wrist. Good, and we get to do that same thing over on the other side. If side lying down on the ground didn't get your hips, side kneeling, it'll get you. So if it's becoming too much, just take a second to breathe, take a second to pause, and meet me back when you're ready. Okay, when you're ready, we come back into that high kneeling position. We'll start the same way we did on the other side. Arms come out into a T. Okay, we sit up nice and tall. We inhale, reach that left hand over towards the left side of the room. Exhale, we squeeze into the right side obliques, pull ourselves back up through center. Keep breathing, keep reaching, you're doing good. We're focusing just on moving from the rib cage. So we talked about this on the other side. Hips stay still. Your hips stay squared off towards whatever's right in front of you. Good. We'll do 2 more like this. Then we get the full expression of the movement. Good. Last one. Perfect. Everything's gonna come in. I'm gonna get you into this side a little bit better than the first side. Take that right leg, put it out right beside you. The inside edge of your foot can press down into the mat. That's probably gonna be the most comfortable, but you can also turn the toe out. Figure out what's gonna work for you. Figure out what helps to keep your hips square. Take the left hand, reach it down for the mat so we get the shoulder stacked on top of the wrist. And on the left side, we have the hip stacked on top of the knee. So if you're pushed out like this, we need to bring it over towards that left side a little bit. Right hand can come right to the top of your hip. And when you're ready, we'll start to exhale, lift that right leg. Inhale, lower it back down. Just like with the first side, you do not have to get up to hip height. Work in that direction, but if it only comes about 2 inches off of the mat, that's okay. Small movements are perfect. There's a lot of power there because if you're moving in a small range of motion, what that tells me is that you're in tune with your body enough, you're body aware enough that you really know what your true range of motion is, you know what your limitations are. And that's really important. That's something that takes people a long time to figure out. Good, we'll do 2 more like this. We'll keep breathing 2. Last one. Good. We bring that right foot down. And again, you can just take a second, sit your hip to your heel, maybe take a couple circles through that left wrist. We just have those little circles to do on this side. We're right there. When you're ready, we reset. You got it. You're going to make it. Left hand down, reset the hips, restack everything if you need to. Whew, when you're ready, we lift that right foot up, tiny circles. Good. Remember, about the size of an appetizer plate, maybe a little bit bigger than that if you're feeling really good, but no pressure. Good. We'll start to bring those circles around the other way. On this side for me, the circle is way smaller and that's fine. Lots is going on. I'm asking you to balance. I'm asking you to stabilize. I'm also asking you to move your leg. So if it's not working, that's okay. Just ditch it. We'll do 2 more. Whoo, 2. Last one. Right foot comes down. We're going to step that right knee in. Hips go to the heels. Find a little seated position. Take a quick shake of the shoulders. Good. And one more time, we're gonna lay down onto our mat, belly down. So carefully, bring everything down to that mat. I want you to bring your hands right underneath your shoulders, elbows point back, feet a little bit wider than the hips. We'll just take a back extension. We're gonna start to cool ourselves down. Inhaling to press down into the forearms, the palms of the hands, lifting the chest, pointing the gaze forward. Exhaling to lower the chest back down to the mat. Your forehead can touch down, maybe just your nose touches down. Good, we'll do 3 more like that. And last one. Good. With that last one, I want you to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Start to press yourself up through to a tabletop position. Once you're in that tabletop, you can walk the knees in, swing your legs around behind you. We'll come into a seated position and we're gonna take a nice big figure 4 stretch, and I'll link last month's Cooldown too, so you can do that if you want to. Right foot's gonna stay down on the mat. We'll take the left ankle, cross it over the top of the right knee. Hands can stay behind you. Just press up and away from the hands so we spread the chest and the collarbone nice and wide. Ooh, take some deep breaths. If you need a little bit less, you walk the right foot out further. If you need more, you walk that right heel in closer to your glute. And we'll hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. Uncross that left ankle. Same thing on the other side. Take the right ankle, cross it over the top of the knee. Pressing up and away from the hands. We're not dumping down into the shoulders. Nice proud chest. Maybe walk that left foot out a little bit wider. We'll hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Uncross that right ankle. Both legs are gonna go out in front of you. We'll take a big inhale to circle the arms around and up. Exhale, we'll hinge the hips, forward fold, reaching down for the feet. Take a deep breath down at the bottom. And on your inhale, we'll walk everything back up through seated. That's where I'm going to leave you. I hope you guys enjoyed your workout today. If you did, as always, let me know. Remember, you guys are awesome. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.
I just can't resist you. You got me drunk in love, drunk in love. I need to sober up.